هاي يا أحمد. هاي عندنا ناس كتيرة في أحمد.
السلام عليكم.
حمد من معانا من تي اي اس؟ حمد عادل؟ لا.
ايوه هي.
انت حمد؟
ايوه انا حمد عادل.
من تي اي اس؟
ايوه.
في مدرسة ايه يا حمد؟
لواح.
حبيبي اوكي، لانه اسم حمد ده مش يعني مش منتشر كتير، اسم ظريف ما شاء الله الله اكبر، بس مش منتشر كتير، فانا اعرف واحد حمد قلت جايز انت هو. اهلا بيك يا حمد، اهلا بملك، اهلا بسعيد. اوكي I will not admit more people while I am admitting you. هروح بس افتح البرزنتيشنز بتوعي، استنوا عليا شويه، هنستنى بس a couple of minutes لحد ما الناس كلها تبقى معانا باذن الله. تمام. انتوا شايفيني كويس يا شباب؟
مش شايفينك منيح.
طيب اوكي حلو. لسه برضو في ناس are joining. طيب let me first introduce myself to you. Let me introduce how the session will be going on, what is the objective of the session. To start with, my name is Rehab Abdelgawad. I have 12 years of experience in teaching business in one of the most important international schools here in Jeddah. I am the business coordinator in that school. I have wide experience in this area. I have been doing personally my RGs back then when in the 1990s, early 1990s. I have done my RGCSEs as well back then in Egypt. Okay, I am a graduate of the American University in Cairo with a double major in economics and mass communication. طيب, this session. What is the objective of this session? The objective of this session is to introduce the business subject to you. A lot of people, they keep on telling you business is hard, you cannot take it in November, business, they never score, and things of the like. This is not true. The true thing is that business is easy, but people are stereotyping. Even the people who are telling you the business is not easy, they are the ones that score stars. تمام؟ The purpose again is not to help you select a tutor. The purpose again is not related to whether I will take it with that teacher or this teacher. The purpose, I want to stress that the purpose is for you to understand if the subject is good enough for you or not. Are we clear about this? I see that a lot of you are muting themselves. This is what I want from you, and I want you to mute yourself. If you have a question, you will use the raise your hand option, and then I will give you a chance by the end of the session to ask whatever you want. Clear? Okay. So now what will I be starting with? But I want one of you to tell me, is my presentation clear in front of you? Can you see my presentation? Abir, مثلا Abir, صباح الخير, how are you? Can you tell me if you can see the presentation?
We can.
Can Abir? Okay, this is Abir ولا مين اللي بيقول لي؟
No, Noor.
Hi يا نور. طيب okay, great that you can see it يا نور. طيب إنه what is the objective of the course? What will you learn by the end of this course? So by the end of taking business O level, you will be able to learn certain aspects. And you will understand the different forms of a business organization. Then you and the environment in which business operation and business functions such as marketing, operations, or finance. And you will be able to understand certain aspects about the business. For example, you see مثلا when you're passing by, you may see that it's Baskin Robbins used to have the word limited on its title. So it says Baskin Robbins Limited, or in Arabic المحدودة. Sometimes you see a company with the name of المحدودة. What is المحدودة and what does the limited mean? This limited is a form of a business organization. So it's a form of a business organization that has got advantages and disadvantages, and you will understand this. For example, one of you may be thinking that they want to start their own business. طب what type of business is suitable for you? Will be opening up a sole trader business where one person is only owning the business, investing the money, seeking for profit, while you will take a partner. So this is all related to the topic business organization, or types of business organization, to be specific. The environment in which the business operates in. So for example, the environment like nowadays, what's happening? COVID-19 is there, and this is a pandemic. So this pandemic is affecting businesses. You know, for example, that restaurants nowadays are the most affected. You know, for example, that we are not shopping for cloth anymore. For business, what is the environment around the business? Part of the environment is as well could be competition. I am working in a fiercely competitive market. So I will understand about this and how the environment affects business operations. You will be able to know about marketing. How can I market my product? How the advertisements that we see on TV? How did they come up with the idea? And what is the objective of that advertisement and all? So you will get to know about marketing in terms of advertising, in terms of pricing. Why are the prices of a certain good so high? Why are the prices lower for other goods and so on? Why are they doing promotion? So again, I will understand about marketing. I will understand about operations and finance. So operations like what? Is the business labor intensive? Relying a lot on labor rather than relying on people, for example. This is one way. How can we, if it's مثلا using production itself, how is it using the production? Is it using a batch production, for example, producing in groups of items, or in bulk, in large quantities, mass production? So these are concepts that you will get to know. And a little bit about finance, from where do I get money to start the business, and preparation of income statement related to the profits of the business. How do I calculate the profits of the business or losses? And I will be able to know the worth of the business. So that's all about the various topics that you will be, the various topics that you will be learning throughout the course. Okay. You will appreciate the role of people in business success. So as a manager, for example, what are the traits that I have to have in order to make the business successful? And businesses, they rely on people. So how can I motivate the people? How can I train the people that are working with me in the business? So all of them are very interesting topics. And if you really are thinking of later on being involved in a business career, then the topic is really, the subject is recommended for you. Okay, it will help enhance your career. You will be gaining a lot of skills skills as well, like what you'll be able to calculate, interpret data, the business, data from the business. For example, the business is making 1 million as a profit. Is this good? Well, this is bad. You will get to know about certain equations that will compare this 1 million to the capital invested into the business, or to the profits of other businesses, or to the profits of last year, and you will get to evaluate or judge whether this 1 million is good or the 1 million is not good. So that's the point. You may want to close inactive apps, okay? We're still in the meeting, are we?
Yes.
Okay, great. طيب. But maybe you're not seeing my presentation, are you?
No.
Yep, we're not seeing.
Yes, I will open it again, معلش. I closed it by mistake.
No.
You're seeing it now, okay?
Yes.
خلاص, so this is what we have, this is what you are required to do. You will get to know as well about communication skills. Why communication is important. Is it important or not? Why important? And how failing to do good communication, or to communicate well with the employees or external parties, failing to do this may lead to the inefficiency of the business or the failure of the business. So again, I will get to know about the importance of communication, and to give you an example of communication. Right now we are communicating. This is a good example of communication. Is this kind of communication effective? We will see by the end of the session. So you will get to know the advantages, for example, of communicating online. You will get to know about whether in a certain business situation, should I use telephone call? For example, I will communicate with the other party using a telephone call, or better through email, or better through a text message on the mobile. So the point is that communication is an important factor that might lead to the success or failure of the business. You will get to analyze the importance of communication, and you will get to decide which medium should I select for a certain business situation. Then comes the ability to analyze business situation and reach a judgment. But this is important كمان, and you will be able to be a decision maker. You will decide. You will be given a case, and you will decide if you were in the place of the person, or if you were advising that manager in this case, what would you advise? So the second thing I want to talk about you, this is what you will learn in general. Now I will tell you in specific what exactly you will study. If you are taking business 0450, you will be studying from this book. I recommend you to buy that book, and you will study from that book. It's its name is Cambridge RGCSE and O-Level Business, and it is by Mark Fisher and another two authors. So this is the latest book, or the most updated one. If you have the previous one that all schools were using, the white one with the blue bowl, you can use it, but you have to be aware that it is missing 10% of the syllabus. 10%, I mean, it requires some update, but still you can use it. تمام? The content overview, we're having what? We're having 6 sections to study in business. Under each section, there are several subtopics. So these are the topics that you will study in general. And underneath each topic, there are several subtopics. To start with, for example, understanding the business activity. Here, this topic comprises of 5 subtopics underneath. You will get to understand about the business activity, classification of businesses. I gave example classifications of businesses, for example, whether the business is operating in the private sector or public sector. Like your schools most probably are private schools, there are public sector schools, so you get to understand about this. Or if the business is operating in the primary sector, for example, they are farming or extract or fishing. That's called a primary sector, and you will get to understand what is primary, secondary, and tertiary. Tertiary here, the sector that is related to providing services. So teaching is a service, cinema is a service, and so on. So we get to know that businesses can be classified according to the type of activity that they are doing, economic activity that they are doing. So classification of businesses. أنا قلت وقلنا قبليها business activity. Then comes enterprise business growth and size. So enterprise is the entrepreneur and the characteristics of the entrepreneur, and why are people seeking up to start their own business rather than being employed for someone. Then comes what? Growth of the business. How would you, the different types of growth, whether you are internally growing and using finance from your business, from the profits of the business, or externally growing and relying on other businesses, for example. Then underneath types of business organizations and business objectives and stakeholder objectives. You know right now that all businesses are seeking for profit. There are other types of other objectives that are there that businesses are seeking for. You will get to learn about this as well. Then comes what? Then comes another chapter, which is business, people in business. It's فيها حبة يعني it discusses motivation, for example, how do I motivate employees, organization structure, who is the manager underneath him, how many people, who's responsible for what, and so on. Again, you will get it in the organization structure. You will study recruitment and selection. How do I select a person for a job, and how is the recruitment process going on? Come in, nice chapter. Then marketing, as I told you at the beginning, operations, finance, and external influences, like the business is now operating, I mean globalization. Part of the related to external influences, the economy itself, external influences and business activity, the economy is itself. You will study about factors and how unemployment is affecting my business, how period of recession, where there is too little expenditure by consumer would affect my business, and so on. So you get to know about this. Something like the COVID-19, how does it affect businesses? And so the exchange rate, my currency, for example, here, Saudi riyals against the dollar, or Saudi riyals against your own home country's currency. For example, I am Egyptian. So Saudi riyals, the price of the Saudi riyal in terms of the Egyptian pound. If the price increases, how does it affect businesses? And if the price is reduced, how does it affect businesses? This is what you will study. Very easy and very nice topics, and actually you are touching it on your daily lives. These are things that you already know about, but we are putting them into more academic terms. The most important thing that some people may be waiting for, if we are having people here repeating the subject, or if we are having people here that are taking the subject from for the first time, you may want to consider this. We want to focus on this or see this. So how am I being assessed? How will I be assessed? So you'll be assessed based on the following. So you will have to sit for 2 papers, paper 1 and paper 2. As you see here, the paper 1 is, the duration is 1.5 hours, paper 2 is the same. Each one, the weightage of the paper is 50% out of your total mark, and each one is worth 80 marks. Okay? Type. Paper 1 contributes of 4 questions. Now I will stop this one and show you a sample of paper 1 and paper 2, so be patient please with me. So I will stop my presentation for a while, for a minute, in order to open paper 1, discuss it with you, and then I will open it, close the paper 1 and open paper 2 and discuss with you as well. So I will stop sharing now, and I will share another document. I am back. I hope you can see this. This is paper 1. This is a sample of paper 1. This is the latest. This is March 2020. That was supposed to take place. It never took place. Okay, here, this is what I am telling you about. And now we are having 4 questions. This is question 1. I have a simuli. This is the simuli. And then I have 5 questions. Then I have, for example, question 1A is define. When I am asked to define, I will only state the definition in the book. So I am explaining the concept. So here I will, when you are in the course, throughout the course, you will get to know about the meaning of dismissal. If you are dismissing somebody from work, so you will have to write here the definition of dismissal that you will learn about from the book. Okay, this is about if you're asked to define, you literally explain the definition. And here it states state 2 distribution channels, which is question B. It's you will only name the distribution channel. So question 1 is that 1A. A is always like this. A is always a definition or a 2 marks question. So here I will copy and paste whatever I took throughout the course, the definition of the term that they are talking about. Okay, then comes identify. I am just identifying 2 channels of distribution. So I need to state here a channel with no intermediary. So 3 words: no intermediary, or a channel with 2 intermediaries, and you will get to understand the channels of distribution when you get to know about marketing. Here, outline, you are to briefly explain. When it asks you to outline, and when you see that the weightage of the question of the marks of that question are 4 marks, then you will explain briefly. So here it says outline 2 possible problems to the company of many employees leaving. For example, if you personally from your daily lives, you know that a certain company is having a lot of people leaving يعني resigning, يعني they go and they stop working at that business. I will go and resign from that business. So a lot of people are resigning. Is this a problem to the business? Definitely it is a problem. You may not, some of you may think now, no, people resigning, then the production will stop. Then the business will not be able to meet production deadlines, and they will pay penalties, for example, for not being able to meet production deadlines. Khalas, this is what's required from you. You will study this, but I mean, it requires a little bit of thinking. Okay, then, for example, if a lot of people are leaving, then this means that the business recruitment cost will increase. Yani the business will have to advertise for new people to come and replace the ones who left. And this will increase the expenses of the business and less profits on the short run. This is the type of answer that you will write. You will identify from the book, or you will write a key term, and then you will explain that key term in context of the case. What will happen to this business, this particular business? I did not refer thoroughly to the business, or I did not go in deep, but this is the type of answer that is expected, and you only put it in the context of that simile that we have read, that we did not read it aslan. Okay, then comes question D. It's again a 6 marks question. Here it is explain how each of the following could cause communication barriers. Again, communication, I told you that we are having communication. Now, if my language you did not understand, if I am talking Chinese now, you will understand? Definitely you will not understand. Or I have a very strong English accent. Will you understand? Definitely you will not understand. So this is the type of answer that you will be writing. And if language is not understood, then the subordinates or people in the business will not be able to understand the messages coming from their boss, from their superior, and mistakes might be there, and we have to apply apply to the case. I did not apply again. But it's a mistake not to apply this because we're having a time limit. But I am saying that it's all logic. It's all logic. I think that some of you may think, you know, Allah, if the language is not understood or it's not clear, then mistakes will arise, which will affect the business. Inefficiency may arise. Medium of communication. تخيلوا الإنترنت مثلا is cutting down, is breaking, is slow down, or it's totally cut. Then what? Then communication will take longer time, and then message will be distorted. I will not reach fast, and the business may lose a business opportunity, or people may be frustrated because communication is cutting, is cut. So they will be frustrated and maybe demotivated. So again, I have to do what? I have to apply to the case. I am using things. I will be using things that I study throughout the course. You will study about communication, and part of it is language, part of it is medium of communication. You will study about this and try to apply to the case. Then comes question E. Here, this is the hardest part, but it's not hard for people who study enough, and for people who are using their brains. Most of the students, they do well in this type of question. Hannah, it says, do you think external recruitment is better than internal recruitment? When recruiting a new manager for a business, justify your answer. So this kind of question, it is inviting you to argue, to give me a double-sided argument. It can be one-sided as well, but it's better to have a double-sided for greater, to have your answer, a better answer. It's better to be two-sided. So internal recruitment versus external recruitment. What is this? This means, should I recruit people from within my business or advertise and have people from outside the business? يعني ايه مش فاهم؟ يعني I mean I have now a vacancy for a manager. Do I get one of the entry level or one of the people who stayed with the business for me in the business for 1 year and promote him to become that manager? Or do I go and advertise for a manager from outside the business? Here, study course, the advantages of recruiting from within the business, yani promoting somebody to take a better position, or getting people from outside the business, advertising and getting people from outside the business. So what I need to tell you here is that here you need to show knowledge, not knowledge in how, for example, knowledge, yani, people from within the business will settle down quickly. This is knowledge. Then I have to explain that knowledge. If they settle down quickly, then they will be faster in fulfilling the tasks needed from them. Then efficiency of the business, or then output will increase, or and so on. So now this is a point that is well justified. I did not apply as well. I have to use information from the case, not the name of the business. Some teachers might tell you, and well, if you use the name of the business, this is enough. No, it's not enough. You have to use information from the case and put it in a way that is convincing to the examiner, and you will get to know about this. So here in a 6 marks question, you will have 2 marks for knowledge, yani information from the book, and you will have 2 marks for explaining that information in context of the case, why it's good for the business, why it's bad for the business, if I employ people internally or externally, what will happen. Then you will have to evaluate, yani you will have to give a decision. I'd rather prefer that this business recruits internally in order to motivate people to work hard and get their chance of being promoted as well. Okay, or I'd rather prefer that business recruits externally, okay, in order to bring new ideas into the business that will help improve the efficiency and the output of the business. Regardless of what is your decision, you will decide. It doesn't matter if you are saying internally or externally, but you have to justify your answer. What does this mean? Supported, because I want them to internally recruit because this will help in blah blah blah. So that's the point. And it's repeated. This is the type of thing that you will be facing in paper 1. Each and every question is following the same pattern. 4 questions, they are having sub questions from A to E. A and B are only checking your knowledge. Here, C is checking your analysis, knowledge and analysis. Here, sorry, knowledge and application in context of explanation in context of the case. Here, it's knowledge, analysis, and application. Here, knowledge, analysis, application, and evaluation. These are the 4 criteria that you will be held responsible for. Now I will stop sharing this screen and I will go to the other paper. So stop share. Stop share ahead. Okay. Then I will share another paper. Okay. Give me 1 minute to open the other paper. Paper 2. This is paper 2. Again, as I told you, it's this is an old one. It's June 12. However, it doesn't matter. You are required to do what? You are required. The difference between this one and the other one, more questions were there. And now you are doing 4 questions. We have to have an insert. This is the insert. Case study, we call it. Okay. So this is a case study that is how many pages? So like 2 pages. Blank page. خلاص, we don't want 2 pages. Okay. That requires a lot of reading, but some others will have out of the 2 pages a lot of graphs and so on, or financial information like هنا the production or financial information. المهم the point that what I am trying to pinpoint is that you will never be able, for those who are new to business, yes, we attempted to write the answers and they had never read the case study. How can you answer without the case study? You have to read the case study and then answer in context of that case. I will close the case study and show you the examination paper. I will stop sharing this one and I will share another one. Okay, give me a minute. Are you with me ولا نمتوا؟ احنا الصبح بدري فنايمين. Is it helpful so far ولا it's not helpful؟ مين يرد عليا؟
Yes, it is.
يوسف اللي بيكلمني، يوسف بيقول لي yes it is ولا أنا غلطانة ولا محمد؟ حمد برضو اللي بيكلمني. حمد الوحيد اللي صاحي من النوم. الشباب التاني فين؟ معايا محمد ويوسف وشايفة في حبة females as well.
معاكي.
معانا؟ طيب great. Great. معايا وحاسس انه انتوا مين اللي بيقول لي معايا؟ Did you take business before ولا this is your first attempt؟
No, I took business before.
You took business, you're repeating يعني؟ ولا
No, I took it only in grade 9.
Great. You're taking so you almost took half of the syllabus. طيب. Okay.
Yeah.
So يا شباب خلاص خلصنا. قلنا ايه؟ قلنا انه احنا we have to read the case. This is March 2020. This is the latest. الكيس اللي انا كنت حطاها was for a different year. بس however انه it's the same. I have to read the case examination the exam. Okay. As you see here, and this one is 130 minutes. Okay, you have to read the case before you. Now it's a new exam, the new syllabus And what did they do? They made it simpler for you. And the terms, the command words they're using in the exam papers are easier. The mark scheme seems that they are more lenient when they are grading. And the mark scheme, starting from March 2020 or the specimen paper, you will find that you as a student will be able to understand mark scheme. Still, you will not be able to evaluate your answer because that requires a professional teacher, and I advise you. Again, I am not telling you about this session is not about me, a tutor. It's about you and getting to know what is required from you. So the point here is that you have to select your tutor quite well, and if you are taking it only through the school, then you have to ensure that your tutor at school is marking your papers. Yani you go practice past papers, you have to be evaluated by a teacher throughout your course, or else you will say, oh teacher, and I have a girl who's taking with me right now, she's repeating, she took a D, can you imagine D? And the name of the tutor she used to take with at school was marvelous. I know that the other teacher, nothing wrong about the teacher, she's a perfect teacher. But where is the problem? The problem is that this girl used to write and didn't give her answers to the tutor. And she used to say, and miss, I am writing exactly like the mark scheme. No, the mark scheme is not for you as a student. The mark scheme is for the tutor to get a clue how to guide you. Okay, and I mean, if you write whatever in the mark scheme, this is not math, this is not physics, this is not even biology. You have to analyze and put your own ideas and convince the tutor. What is there are key terms. Still, the tutor, only the tutor, or if you are good enough, then only then you will be lucky enough to get the A star. You are not, people are not getting the A star. Those who are not getting the A stars, we're doing past papers alone. I'm not telling you to study with a teacher. I'm not telling you to get the tutor, but at least make sure that if you're taking it through school, make sure that the teacher is marking at least 2 papers for you to understand whether you are on the right track or not. So to return to paper 2, it's consisting of 4 questions, as I told you before. Each question or sub items اللي هما A و B. يعني الامتحان كله 1A, 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, and so on. A is always out of 8 marks. It comes in 2 different ways. Here it gives me explain 4 reasons why a person may set up their own business. Why would I start my own business rather than become an employee? But these are things that you will study throughout the course. For example, Henna, you will write what? You will write the key term and how to gain all the profits. This is the key term. And then you will have to explain in context of the case. Now, I will not be talking in context of the case because I did not read the case with you, but I will explain for you. Okay, so for example, here I would write, I am to start my own business, or whoever, I have to refer, it's not about me again, it's about the case study. Whoever in the case study is to start up his own business in order to keep all the profits for himself. This is better than working for a business and getting only a fixed salary, okay, or a fixed wage. Profits may way exceed the wage and thus allow that person to become, to have a higher living standard. This answer only needs me to refer to the case. Maybe he had been made redundant, or maybe his income was not high enough. Whatever in the case, I will have to apply here. Reason 2, this person will start up his own business, okay, in order to put his in practice. This is the key term. If he is employed in a business, his ideas will not be liked by the owner or his superior at work, so his ideas will not be implemented. But this is the second thing, but I did not apply to the case, and you will keep on writing like this. So you are getting knowledge from the book, which is to keep all the profits for himself, and then you will explain, and you have to explain in context of the case. And you will continue like this. This is out of 8 marks, 4 reasons with their explanation and in context in the case. Comes then section B, which, as I told you, it's always 12 marks. here it says explain the benefit of BW of employing part-time employees and full-time employees. Do you think pub should continue to employ only part-time employees or not? Justify your answer. Here you need to do what? You need to discuss the advantages of having part-time employees and the disadvantages of having part-time employees, and you study this from your book. Then you will write about advantages and disadvantages of full-time, مش advantages disadvantages that are there in the table, no, advantages for that business. يعني الابلكيشن اللي انتوا بتقولوا احنا مش عارفين to apply بس we don't know how to apply. You don't know how to apply, it's only using information from the case. For example, I will imagine that this is a shop. I don't know, I did not read the case. I will imagine that this is a shop that requires, that wants to work 12 hours a day. مش احنا بنروح الشوبس مثلا for example even more than 12 hours a day. They start at 9 a.m. They close by 12 p.m. 12 a.m. فبيقعدوا more than 9 hours. بيقعدوا almost 15 hours, 14 hours حاجة كده. The regular person will work only 8 hours, and actually the laws will strict the working hours to be 8 hours a day. So in order for his business to keep on going for that long period of time, he may need to do what? He may need to employ part-time employees in order to keep the business running for long hours. Then have 2 employees, each one is working part-time. The first one will come and work like 6 hours, the other one will come and work the other 6 hours. So will help the business to cover up all the shifts in the business. Okay, but this is the advantage. The advantage he will be able to have people covering up long hours of work, or he will be able to have people covering up through the busy times. I may be getting a part-time employee to only work in weekends, which is where demand for that job is high. كمان my case is shop. يعني أنا I disregarded the case, so I have to apply to the case. Whatever هتلاقوا clues about the case that you can answer here, put here in your answer. So that's the point. And I will say, and the advantage to that person in the case. Again, full-time employees, I may say, for example, that it's easier to communicate orders to full-time employees, which will lead to the efficiency of the business. Again, I will have to mention information from the case. Okay? So you will have to write like 2-3 points in each and explain and apply to the case, and then I will have to give a conclusion. يعني I will give a judgment, evaluate. This is اللي بيقولوا عليها evaluate. Okay, I will say it's better for him to employ, for example, part-time employees, because he will get access to some people who cannot work, some qualified people who cannot work for full-time due to their social obligations. This will motivate that person to work hard and improve the efficiency of the business. Okay, this all you will study from the book. Again, what I want to say is that the mark scheme is easier now. It's easy for you if you refer as a student. Before it was not possible. It's easy for you as a student to refer to the mark scheme in order to find out how you will be evaluated. But it will not be easy, and you can get guidance how you tackle that case, but you will not be able to evaluate yourself. لأنه evaluation is based now. كمان it's changed. The evaluation for the 12 marks is based on a boundaries. If from one, if you get between 1 mark and 4 marks, if you are only stating key terms and briefly explaining, then you will get between 5 and 8 if you are explaining, but you are not explaining explicitly, and you are explaining in context of the case, you may get out 8 marks. If you are explaining explicitly and evaluating and giving a good conclusion that is supported, then you get between 9 and 12. It's hard for you with your little experience to be able to give yourself a mark, but it would be easy for any experienced teacher to give you that. Okay, especially if that teacher is teaching AS, and this is the way AS used to be evaluated a long time ago. Here again, it's A and B. It's كمان الexam يعني 4 questions A and B in the same pattern or a similar pattern. I will stop this. and go back to the main presentation. طيب so far reflect and I will give you the floor for 2 minutes. إن أنا تعبت بصراحة وأصلا فاضل 45 minutes. أنا I will give you the floor to reflect, but I hope you use the raise your hand option. Do you have this raise your hand option in front of you? ما فيش raise your hand option يا حلوين؟
لا في.
طيب يلا raise your hand if you want to reflect. شايفين ايه so far؟ Is it good? Is it bad؟ مين اللي قال لي لا فيه؟ يلا ابتدي يلا. اللي قال لي لا فيه مين اللي معايا صاحي؟
محمد عاد.
اوكي يلا حمد برضو. حمد صح؟
لا حامد.
حامد اوكي يلا حبيبي يلا حامد قول لي reflect. How do you see it so far؟ انت اخذت business before and in grade 9؟
لا صراحة أنا مش جريد 9 أنا جريد 8 بس أنا كنت عاوز أعرف
What is
من
business؟
بدري هو البيزنس إزاي ماشي علشان ألحق أختار.
طب
فأنا في جريد 9 وكده. المهم أنا شايف فعلا البيزنس مفيدة.
اوكي great.
بالإنجليزي ولا عربي؟
طيب great يا حامد. Who else؟ يا حامد yes who else حبايبي؟
Miss, I checked
رولان.
business.
هاي يا رولان. سوري يا حامد. رولان اخواتها كانوا بياخدوا معايا. يلا افتحي يا رولان وكلميني. رولان.
Good morning Miss رحاب.
مورنينج حبيبة قلبي. أنا حبيتك عشان إخواتك.
Thank you so much.
أنتِ معايا من بدري ولا لسه جاية؟ صحيتي من
لا
بدري؟
أنا موجودة من الأول.
طيب great. ها حسيتي يا رولان؟ You did not take business before, did you?
No I didn't.
Okay. حاسة بإيه؟ Is it easy? It's hard؟ ولا قالوا لك إخواتك عن البزنس؟
هم قالوا لي إنه سهل بس قالوا لي بقى في حفظ كتير ويعني إن أنتِ لازم بقى تحفظي بالظبط الحاجات المكتوبة عشان تقدري إن أنتِ تكتبي يعني كويس.
Yes. مش هكدب عليك يا رولان. Yes. في حبة حفظ طبعا. Definitely you have to advantages disadvantages of each. في طبعا بس كمان في it's balanced. يعني شوية حفظ مع شوية إن أنتِ you have to write develop the answers in your own. So far إن اللي أنا قلته خضك ولا it's okay؟
لا عادي حاسة إنه it's okay يعني.
It's okay. طيب great. طيب hoping إن أنتِ you will select the subject وتجيبي A stars زي ما your sisters got.
إن شاء الله.
Okay.
بإذن
الله you will be able to do it يعني. وعلى فكرة أنا I wish إن أنا أدرسك يا رولانا عشان أبراج in front of people إن أنا درست 3 بنات. مش عشان حاجة ثانية خالص. It's a personal objective. I will brag إنه أنا I taught 3 girls and the 3 girls 3 sisters and the 3 got A stars. Anyways, again, it's not about me. It's about you and selecting this subject. And again, it's not about me as a tutor. It's about you and selecting whoever tutor is you feel appropriate and will help you in this. Okay?
Okay.
يوسف. عجبني الاسم لأن أنا عندي يوسف ابني. يوسف. صحي؟ يوسف محمد صح؟ أنت يوسف محمد؟ اوعى تكون ابني يوسف محمد أزول. ها احكي لي.
هو سهل وممكن ادخل
انت جريد كام؟
انا
انت جريد كام يا يوسف؟
داخل
10. داخل 11 يعني انت من الباتش اللي got evaluated السنه دي يعني really experience RGs يعني. طيب قول لي how do you feel؟ حاسس ان this subject is okay ولا it's a bit hard so far من اللي احنا قلنا؟ اتخضيت ولا لا؟
لغايه دلوقتي لسه ما اتخضيتش.
طب الحمد لله. والله it's easy. حتى لو انا خضيتكم شويه it's easy لانه هي it's all around you. يعني احنا دلوقتي احنا business situation وبنعمل communication ف it's part of business يعني. ومثلا انه whatever difficulties ممكن internet is breaking down فهو دوت مثلا a disadvantage and you can write about it يعني. I mean you can write from your own experience as well. صحيح محتاج تحفظ حبة حاجات بس اقول لكم على تريكة يعني. مثلا لو كتاب فيه 10 advantages about حاجة you only need to study 3 and focus on them or repeat them in exams وخلصنا. مش لازم 10 things يعني. it's not يعني recommended بس however why not ممكن. لو انت عايز to play it smart. المهم آخر slide I guess إنه it's about what? It's about an assessment objective وأنا قلته throughout my explanation so far إنه أنت you be assessed إنه you are required to show knowledge and understanding إنه knowledge and understanding زي مثلا questions اللي define زي questions اللي هي state identify ف this is only knowledge and you are required to apply كل بقية ال other questions اللي هم من 4 marks وانتوا طالعين 4 marks 6 or 8 or 12 you will be required to apply again you are using facts from the case يعني this business was not profitable last year so probably it is expected to make losses as well this year or this business has got poor management and thus it will fail this is applying انه الكيس نفسها او السيميلاي نفسه قال لي ان هم they have poor management. Okay, so this is an example of application, and then you will analyze. Analyze is that give evidence. You're supporting arguments. You are giving how this is good for the business, how this is bad, what led to the success of this aspect, and so on. So you are analyzing pros and cons of some of the topic of concern. Then you are to evaluate. Okay, so you are to evaluate, and you're giving a conclusion of whether this is what should the manager of the business do in a particular situation, and then comes the command words. Command words I did explain to you throughout the samples that I showed you. I will give you now for the 10 minutes bus for session. I will give you now a briefing about the first topic. Yeah, I will give you the feel of this subject. إنه عارفين تاخدوا في دماغكم كده كتير حاجات. I will stop sharing this one. And I will share with you. I will share with you what? Share with you another presentation. This is chapter 1. Listen, I did not share it. Okay, sorry. Okay, this is chapter 1. So chapter 1 is all about business activity, and I told you about this before. What will you study in chapter 1? For example, you will understand in chapter 1 that business activity is the process of producing goods and services to satisfy consumer needs. Do you know this? Well, I don't know this. If I am the Heinz factory, what am I doing? I am there in order to produce the Heinz ketchup, the Heinz ketchup, or the Heinz tomato paste that is wanted by some consumers. It's easy and it's from life. What is, and you will be, command the purpose of nature of business activity is about what? Is about differentiating a need and a want. And this one you took it before, and a need is the things you need for survival, essential. But you cannot say need for definition. You have to say another word, and you cannot repeat the term in its explanation. So these things that are essential for living, like shelter and clothing. What is want is the mobile, for example, things that you would like to have. Okay, not necessarily that these things. I mean, sometimes إنه الصبيان مثلا يقولوا لا ماما please ما تاخديش البي اس بي مني. إنه I need it badly. لا, you don't need it حبيبي. You will survive. If I locked you in your room for 24 hours without your PlayStation or without your mobile, you will survive. So a want is something that you would like to have, but it's not essential for your living. Anything that's not food, shelter, or clothing is a want. حتى لو كان الحاجة دي food. يعني ماما أنا هروح أكل ماكدونالدز لأنه I don't like the food that you cooked today. هنا بقت ماكدونالدز though it's food بس it is a want not a need. لأن أنت ابتديت بقى branding وابتديت تختار this one or that one فبقت إيه؟ بقت branding and not بقت a want and not a need. Okay? This one is very important. Okay, and this one you will find it in business and economics. And I advise لو انتوا if you are between the two subjects, in half an hour I will be also giving an orientation about economics. So if you are interested or you are choosing between business and economics, it's good for you to attend the other presentation as well. Here, what is the nature of this activity? Why do they produce, and what are the influences that affecting them? A concept, economic concept that's very important, which is limited. Limited resources and unlimited wants. What does this mean يا مس؟ This means إنه أنت مصروفك. Can you do everything؟ مصروفك is an example of a resource. بس هنا أنا بتكلم على حاجة personal. So مصروفي is not enough for me to buy everything that I want. And even if I bought everything I want now, this will not be, later on I will have more wants in the future. So the point is, you on a personal level is facing this problem of unlimited wants, unlimited resources. Businesses يعني كمان they are facing unlimited wants and limited resources, and I want a lot of things for my business. I want to train my employees, I want to produce 2 products, I want to do a lot of things, but I have limited resources, money or factors of other factors of production. They are limited and not enough for me to do everything. In terms of government as well, on a governmental issue or a macroeconomic issue, again, we're facing this as a government. And the unlimited wants, they want to improve education, they want to improve healthcare, they want to produce certain things, but they want to do infrastructure. They don't have enough resources to do all this. But this is faced by all people, by all institutions. All this is the economic problem. Okay, it's a very important concept, but this is the core. It's a content that you're studying business or you're studying economics. This is the core problem that people are facing. Okay, or that the economies and societies are facing. Then comes what? Then comes the what else? Then comes the following slide. Okay, عايزة stop الannotation دي. Okay. أنا لسه جديدة في التكنولوجي. لسه I'm new to this. So I want to share with you the following slide. مش عارفة أعملها الحمد لله. Okay, give me a minute in order to figure out how to stop this annotation. Okay, mouse. Okay. Great. So now, limited resources and unlimited wants. What are these resources? As you see here, these are the resources. What are they? They are land, they are labor, enterprise, and capital. So that's the factors of production. Land. The land means what? Means the land that we are living on and all natural resources provided on that land. Yani if an example of land would be fish, an example of land would be forest, an example of land would be petroleum, for example. So this is land, and you know that land is limited. You know that, for example, petroleum is a non-renewable resource, so it's limited. Labor is what is the human effort needed to produce a good or a service. For example, an engineer, and in certain countries, or engineers specialize in a certain aspect are not widely available. Okay, our wants in the society are way higher than the availability of labor, than the availability of for example, engineers or doctors or higher. And now you know that a lot of countries are suffering COVID-19. They don't have enough doctors to treat the patients that they are having. This is a good example of having what? Of having limited labor in terms of doctors. Capital is what? Capital is the finance and machinery that are needed to produce a good or a service. And here you're having these examples. Enterprise is the risk-taking ability of the person who is owning these, who will be running the business, taking the risk, and he's putting his ideas and organizing this enterprise, is organizing the other 3 factors of production. So that's a briefing about part of the thing, and I guess our time is there. في بقى opportunity cost حاجات related to choice بس احنا we don't have enough time to do all this. But if you have any problem related to the subject you're having, drop my mobile number and you can WhatsApp me on this number. Okay, can you see that? Is it clear in front of you? Okay, guys. Guys, I will give you now, and I will stop it here and our time is خلاص. I will give you 2 minutes. I will give you, let's say 10 minutes. I will give you 10 minutes right now for you to be able to take the number if you want and tell me what you want to understand about business or what is your concern. Are you okay with that? You're not okay with that? You have a question, specific question in mind? Yalla, I will give the room for you to give me your ideas. Reflect يعني on what you have on what you have taken so far. هاخدها كده by turn. I will call your name. I will call your name and you will tell me what is your concern if you have any, or you're not having any concern. You will tell me you're fine. Okay. طيب by name. في ناس مشيت. Hamad, you have a problem ولا you're okay? يعني I mean, was that session helpful for you? You want to ask a question ولا you're okay?
Yes, I want to ask a question.
Tell me your question حبيبي.
أتكلم بالعربي عادي؟
عادي حبيبي.
طيب هو أنا سمعت إنه في جريد 9 أو في جريد 8 هنبدأ نختار السبجكتس بتاعتنا علشان ندرسها في الاي جي سي اس اي وكده، وأنا سمعت إنهم 8. فأنا دلوقتي عايز أعرف إيه اللي ممكن أدرسه كمان مع البيزنس علشان أقدر أستفيد من البيزنس بأكتر طريقة. مثلا لو أنا عاوز أدخل في هندسة فهو ممكن البيزنس تفيدني ولا لا؟
اوكي بص حبيبي، واضح من التنج ان انت ايجيبشن. الايجيبشنز you need to study، لو انت داخل هندسه you need to study 8 O level subjects. اوكي طبعا الساينسز والماث لازم هتاخدهم، يعني I mean في الاول as an advice لو انت بتختار لازم تاخد ماث chemistry physics biology. اوكي فدول لا مفر منهم، you have to choose these. تمام. هتبتدي بقى عندك choices بين business economics computer science عربي. You have to have English as well. اوكي والتانيين يعني I mean الخمسه دول اللي اتكلمت عليهم sciences math chemistry physics and biology. اوكي بلس الانجلش ده it's a must. التشويس هيجي فين؟ هيجي في business economics عربي computer science. تمام. يبقى انت كجريد 9 هتاخد لي كل الساينسز مع الماث وتشوف الماده الخمسه عندك ايه. انا ادفايس اللي عملته مع ابني انه في جون انت جريد 9 انتوا how many subjects are you allowed في الوادي بتاعتكم في المدرسه بتاعتكم how many subjects are you allowed to take؟ محمد how many subjects؟ تاخدوا كم ماده في الوادي في جريد 9؟
في الواحة لا في الواحة
كم ماده؟
في الواحة 8. في 8
يعني
قلت لي الماث والكيمياء وكده، وفي المدرسة عندنا مانداتوري اي سي تي الانفورميشن تكنولوجي، فباقي مادتين لو هيبقوا بيزنس كمان.
مادتين ممكن تاخد بزنس وتشوف بقى انت عايز عربي عايز او لو يعني انت لو انت عايز بزنس ممكن تاخدش بزنس اصلا، ممكن تاخد ايكونومكس ممكن تاخد عربي ممكن تاخد في بعض الاولاد بيحبوا ياخدوا هيومن بيولوجي. ف يعني بص لو اخدت كمبيوتر ساينس بسمع من الولاد ان الكمبيوتر ساينس فيه كتير من البزنس. فهمت قصدي ايه؟ لو انت ابني هقول لك خد بزنس وايكونومكس. واي؟ لانه فيهم حاجات كومن فيهم شابترز كومن، لكن again it depends on your preferences. في اولاد بتحب الاكاونتنج فاكسبلور other subjects وابتدي اختار. انت لسه جريد 9 قدامك الوقت طويل. تمام؟
تمام.
اوكي محمد حسام you're having a question. Do you have a question حبيبي؟ محمد نمت ولا رحت تفطر؟ اوكي ارجع لك بعدين. احمد مصطفى you have a question.
بس أنا أخذت بزنس قبل، في جراد 9
Yes.
أخذت بزنس،
Yeah.
بس ما فهمتها أبدا، حتى ما أخذت سنة كاملة، أخذت فصلين بس.
عشان انت حاطط في دماغك ما تفهمهاش. اكيد انت حاطط في دماغك ما تفهمهاش. طيب هل دلوقتي حسيت انها ممكن تبقى مفهومه؟ انت مدرسه ايه يا احمد؟
هارفست في الإمارات.
اوكي. you're Emirati?
No, Jordan.
You're Jordanian.
Yeah.
Are you Jordanian?
Yeah.
Are you Yes you are. عرفتك من التانج يا احمد، بقيت شاطره والله، عمري ما كنت بعرف بس اهو ابتديت افهم. بص ما فهمتهاش. I guess يا احمد I guess انت مس رشا اللي قايله لك تحضر السيشن؟
مس رشا.
بص I guess من كلام مس رشا انه انتوا كان معاكم حد مش هيلبفل، يعني انا ده اللي انا فاهماه، او حد مش
هو
experienced، أو ممكن يكون
كان
عنده
معقد، كان عندنا مس بس كانت كثير معقدة.
Yes, I guess كمان it sometimes يا أحمد depend on the teacher. Maybe your teacher was not experienced enough, maybe not knowledgeable enough, maybe communication barrier. اللي أنا فهمته إن هو he was a foreigner, a guy from a foreign country. يعني I mean مش ما عندوش العربي tongue، عنده يا إما South African أو حاجة of the like. اللي أنا فهمته إن ممكن كمان يبقى communication barrier زي ما أنا لسه مكلماك إنه sometimes communication will affect the efficiency. يعني مش عايزه اكون بعمل advertisement لنفسي، بس رولان معانا وتشهد انه من سمعه مع اخواتها انه it's easy to understand. هي it requires hard work بس easy to understand يا احمد. يعني you will not have this problem اذا if you selected a good tutor. مش بقول لك مش شرط ان الجود تيوتر ده يكون انا، في تيوترز تانيين كتير موجودين في الدنيا وكمان كلهم خير وبركه، بس هي التشويس تكون مظبوطه. فما اعتقدش ان كان العيب في الماده، اعتقد كان العيب في انه يعني whoever is delivering الماده كان عنده مشاكل او ما كانش عارف، كان بينكم communication problems امتى، او ممكن تكون stressed. كل الحاجات دي هتقدر تفهمها في البيزنس. يعني مشكلتك كانت في الكوميونيكيشن وكل دوت عليه شابتر 9. شابتر 9 في الكتاب الجديد، في الكتاب القديم كان 9، الجديد بيبقى شابتر كام؟ الجديد الكوميونيكيشن شابتر 9 هتفهم كانت ايه مشكلتك بيفور. I guess this مشكله مش هتبقى repeated يا احمد if you selected the
بس
teacher.
الحمد لله I feel better after this session.
حبيبي ربنا يخليك. وصدقني الماده بريئه من عدم الاندرستاندينج، الماده بريئه من اللي حصل لك قبل كده.
بس انا اهلي بدهم ياني ادرسها لانه ابوي واخواني كلهم درسوها.
اوكي جريت. طب اوكي جريت، احب اشوفك معايا يا احمد، بس يعني it's not a must. انا بقول لك انه it's يعني you can select في a lot of other tutors as well that are teaching the subject quite well. فانت تقدر تختار كويس وتسال اصحابك مين التيوتر اللي يساعدهم، وان شاء الله you will love it. انا اتمنى ان انت you will love it. اوكي يلا هسيبك عشان اشوف محمد حسام. ثانك يو حبيبي. you can leave if you want. اللي كلموني you can leave لان انا باخد بس فيدباك من الناس. محمد حسام معايا ولا انت فين؟ محمد حسام مشي. اوكي ولا مش موجود ولا مش بيكلمنا ليه؟ محمد شكله راح نام. محمد اوكي. نسمة.
Yes.
ايه الاخبار؟ how do you feel? is it your first time to hear about business ولا what is your status?
No, I took business in grade 9 or I'm heading to grade 10 with business برضو.
Okay,
and
great.
it was quite helpful. Thank you for your session.
Okay, that was helpful to you. Yalla, good luck. If you have any problem, you can WhatsApp me. If you need any further information, you can WhatsApp me. Yalla, good luck حبيبتي. الآن احكي لي، قررتي ولا لسه هتقرري؟
Miss, I just have a question. Are we going
Yes.
to study mainly from the book that you recommended, or is there any other sources?
Yes. بصي basically you study from the book. وانت عارفه انا قايله لاخواتك كده وانا قايله لابني كده. ابني جاب معايا ايه ستار برضه الحمد لله. وكان يعني لو سواء ابني او غير ولادي، يعني سواء ابني من صلبي او انتوا كمان اولادي، بس يعني اولاد اخواتي، فهي the point is ان انت yes you study from the book. You have to study from the book at the very first beginning. I don't recommend that you study from notes بتاعت التيوترز. كل النوتس بتاعت التيوترز خير وبركه، بس they are not the book. البوك اللي هيديكي ال in-depth knowledge اللي هتبقي محتاجاه عشان تقدري تعملي good analysis. احنا في البزنس بنحتاج نكتب كتير وعايزين good English skills, good writing skills, sorry I mean. if you don't have this good writing skills, if you don't feed your brain with a lot of ideas, you will not be able to study. So please, no for the notes, no ومليون no حتى لو النوتس دي is my notes, no from the notes. طب امتى انا I will use the notes او امتى I will refer to it؟ بعد ما اكون ذاكرت من الكتاب at least اقرا الكتاب ده worst case scenario مس اصلا انا بقرا الكتاب ومش بفهمه وبتاع at least تقرا مرتين او تقريه twice وبعدين you can مثلا highlight الحاجات الامبورتنت واول لما بتقري هتفهمي انه this is an advantage, this is a disadvantage, you can highlight, refer to it again, read the book again and stress on the highlighted things. بعدين later on بقى ثالث step is refer to the note عشان تثبت الايدياز. Okay, so my recommendation is that you study from the book first time, second time, then no need بقى ان احنا نقرا كل الديتيلز بتاعت الكتاب في المره الثالثه. You can only refer to the notes. يعني I have my own notes, I give it to my own students, فانت you can use my notes او تدوري على notes بتاعت اي teacher. بس again whether my notes or whoever's notes, we don't rely on the notes. You have to buy the book.
طب okay. طب how are we going to be assessed throughout the course؟ يعني online exams or
لا 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 دي قصة تانية بقى يا رولان. ده انا اطلع عنكم لو كنتوا معايا مع حد تاني I don't know. إذا أنت معايا يا رولان إحنا بنذاكر الشابتر بناخد عليه classified class papers. أنا هبعت لك الكلاسيفايد اللي أنا عايزاك تحليه. أوكي فأنت خلصت شابتر 1 هبعت لك ورقة على الإيميل. You have to share your email with me. هنعمل واتساب جروب. You have to share your email with me. هبعت لك ورقة an email بالنوتس وبالكلاسيفايد اللي هو الهوم ورك بتاعك. هتحلي الهوم ورك and you will email it to me back. في عندك application اسمه كاميرا سكان. كله هينزل الكاميرا سكان عنده. Once you are finished with doing the homework, you will scan it and return it back to me. عرفتي ازاي؟ فانا هبقى شايفه مين عمل الهوم ورك مين ما عملش الهوم ورك، عاملينه صح مش عاملينه صح. I will discuss it معاكم في السيشن. بعدين هرجع تاني ابعت لك ايميل بسامبل انسرز. خلاص؟ بنعمل كل سكشن بقى after each section امتحان. سهل جدا ان انا احطك وافتحي الكاميرا بتاعتك قدامي والله حلي يا حلوه وبعتي لي the scanned exam after each section. زي ما بشتغل عادي، زي ما بشتغل في السكشن هي in person هشتغل برضو الاونلاين بس using technology اصعب شويه. بس however we have to do it يعني based on الظروف. وطبعا I will rely on the help of the parents. لو انتم مش قادرين تفتحوا الكاميرا هيبقى في اتفاق مسبق بين مثلا انت طبعا اخواتك حبايبي هيفتنوا عليكي دايما. هخلي روان وروزا يسحبوا منك الكتب والانترنت كونكشن ويسحبوا منك كل حاجه ما هي ريليتد للبزنس وتقعدي تايم يور سيلف ان انسر. ممكن هم عشان اخواتك انا عارفاهم بالنسبه لك انت في كام بروكتر. الناس الثانيه ممكن احطها قدام عيني على الكاميرا and then once they finish they will scan and send back to me. وصلحوا scan و send back to me to you. It's not it's technically هي كلها تكنولوجي بس هنعمل ايه؟ ادي الله وادي حكمته. يعني it won't be a problem. بعد each chapter بعد each section sorry there would be an exam and the exam will be written in front of me or in front of your mother لو عندها وقت scanned and sent back to me. I will give you a feedback. مش دي مشكلة. وبعدين انت اخواتك الدكاترة هيساعدوني. خلاص؟
اوكي
روان خلصت ولا لسه؟
خلاص اخر سنة
تخلص سلمي. طيب
اوكي.
عندك سؤال تاني؟
لا ثانك يو.
خلاص يا حبيبتي you can leave now. نسمة كلمنا مش كده؟ يوسف محمد برضو مش موجود وعامل ميوت لنفسه وشكله دخل. يوسف انت كان مامتك اللي قايله لك تحضر وغصب عنك ولا ايه يا يوسف؟
لا أنا موجود يا مس.
انت موجود. ده انا ناديت عليك 3-4 مرات يا يوسف ولسه بقول لك ده انت اسمك بحبه عشان انا اسم ابني يوسف عقبالك زيه. هو في هندسه دلوقتي. احكي لي يا يوسف ايه حكايتك؟
هو أنا شايف المادة كويسة ولغاية دلوقتي هو كل حاجة سهلة.
تمام. انت اخدت جريد 9؟
لا أنا أول مرة أدخل بيزنس.
اول مره تدخل بزنس. انت جريد كام دلوقتي؟
أنا المفروض داخل أهو جريد 11.
اوكي. انت في مصر ولا في جدة ولا في السعودية ولا فين؟ انت فين؟
في جدة.
في جدة يعني جارنا. طيب خلاص انت مش هيبقى عندك مشكله ان شاء الله. طيب خلاص يا استاذ يوسف، انت هي الماده ظريفه وفي الولاد بتعمل ستيريوتايبنج، الماده صعبه ومش صعبه، هي بتحتاج هارد ورك. مش هقول لك، مش هكذب عليك اقول لك ان الماده لا اتس سو ايزي واتس سو سمبل وكده هتجيب الاستار. بس however اللي انا شفته يعني مثلا، يعني برضو معلش هرجع تاني اتكلم على اخواتك عندي سوري رزان وروان كانوا عندي في الفصل ما احتاجوش برايفت tutoring. فهمت قصدي ايه؟ يعني it's not the point about private tutoring ولا مش private tutoring. it's about انه الماده فعلا it's doable. بس هم بصراحه هم very good quality students ما شاء الله الله اكبر. ومدحوا لي روزا، مدحت لي فرولان كمان، قالوا لي very good quality. هم كانوا very good quality students وبيسمعوا الكلام بيروحوا يحلوا وبيروحوا يسمعوا الكلام انه النهارده هنذاكر ده، النهارده هنذاكر ده، وحتى لو ما قلتش النهارده هنذاكر ده بيروحوا يذاكروه. فهي الكي بتاع السكسس في البزنس او اي حاجه في الاي جي سي اس اي ان انتوا تو اورجنايز يور تايم. ما فيش ماده صعبه لانه هي المواد دي is tailored to your brain to your mind. هي معموله مخصصه للايدج جروب ده، للافريج ستودنت مش والاستر ستودنت ده هو انسان طبيعي نورمال ستودنت بس اورجنايزد. عارف يا يوسف، انا احب احكي لك حدوته عشان انا حبيت الاسم. ماي سان ما عملش ار جي سي اس اي، عمل سات. ده الكبير بتاعي. الصغير عمل ار جي سي اس American diploma student والار جي سي اس اي student ما هياش in their brain capabilities. يوسف ابني كان ذكي as well وكان ممكن لو هو قرر يشتغل على الاي جي كان ممكن يجيب الاي ستارز كده بسهوله. بس هو كسول وهو بيحب يكبر دماغه ويا ماما وكبري دماغك مشوار. كل لما اكلمه في حاجه يقول لي انا معقوله مشوار. فراح امريكان دبلوما. اللي انا عايزه اقوله ان الفرق بين الامريكان دبلوما ستودنت والار جي سي اس اي ستودنت هو انه الار جي سي اس اي ستودنت اورجنايزد، مش ان هو اشطر ولا ان هو اذكى ولا بس اذكى في ان هو he is organized. بيذاكر on a timely basis، بيحل on a timely basis، عنده difficulty ما بيهداش الا ما settle down or solve his problem. السات ستودنت حدث ولا حرج. المهم يعني عقبالك هو دلوقتي studying engineering في كندا، عقبالك انت كمان لما تبقى حاجه حلوه كده، مع انه سات ستودنت بس عدى يعني. علي بقى الصغير كان برضه بشوفه بيلعب يعني برضه كتير اشوف من الولاد بالستيريوتايبنج انه كان مثلا يوسف يتريق على علي يقول له انت you don't have a social life you're not cool you're not مش عارفه ايه. بس انا شايفه انه كان بيرفكت وبيلعب بينزل يلعب باسكت on a daily basis he's having a social life and so on وبيقعد يذاكر. فعايزه اقول انه الفرق بين ولد ستريسد وولد كده هو الاورجنايزيشن. فانت organized then you will score stars. مش في البزنس في كل حاجه. انت مش organized يبقى ربنا يعينك على الاي جي وربنا يعينك على الدنيا كلها. I hope that was helpful يا يوسف و I hope ان انت تاخد التشويس المظبوط. لو if you're considering economics and I will start economics session كمان like 10 minutes I will introduce people to economics as well. حد تاني انا نسيته. انا كلمت مع محمد حسام. كلمت مع محمد حسام ولا ما كلمتش؟ ما كلمتش مع محمد حسام. did I discuss معاك يا محمد؟ ولا هو محمد اللي انا كلمته كذا مره وما ردش عليا؟ محمد صباح الفل. محمد حسام not here not responding. طيب خلاص يا شباب. حد exploding lemon ده حد معانا اسمه exploding lemon. is this a participant? I don't know. guys انا اتشرفت بمعرفتكم و I hope ان انا كنت اكون مفيده النهارده. واذا عندكم any queries انا I would love to answer it على الواتساب اذا عندكم. اذا ما عندكوش good luck in your choice يا حلوين و good luck in your future ويا رب اسمع عنكم كل سنه خير. يلا I will have it to end it now. Bye bye و good luck. Yeah.